Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today's the 16th of July, 2023. Real quick, we're going to talk about Rivian, and we're going to show you why $24 is going to be a critical price level if you're a buyer of the stock. Now, the only reason why $24 will be critical and important is because that will continue to confirm that Rivian, this current bull run that is on, that is going to continue. It's going to occur at 24 bucks. And if the buyers don't show up in Rivian stock at $24, then you have to be prepared for price to continue to go down. Now, I did a price prediction in Rivian back here on July the 4th, looking for the market to go higher right here on July the 7th. So 3 days. It's always great to see your prediction play out in a very short time because you're able to get your profit and then you're also able to get your return or your original initial play back so that you go and do it again somewhere else. The longer that you have your money locked up in a position, that is called opportunity cost. Your that ability for that dollar to go somewhere else to potentially make you more money, it is locked up in that position. So it does us no good for us to hold stocks for decades and generations because you're losing out on opportunity that dollar that's going to be locked up for 10 years. It could be used somewhere else on another stock that is running, that is moving a lot faster than the current stock that dollar is locked in. Think about it. So congratulations to those able to get that 14.82% out of the market. You've already got on the last trade of Friday on the close. That went to 26.88. Okay, cool. Now let's talk about this because Rivian is definitely breaking out because we identified the current trend in Rivian, which was right here. The market was hugging this trend line down here at the bottom, and then all of a sudden it just finally broke out. Okay, it broke out. Now we are definitely trading at a different price level, so we no longer need to keep in line with this trend. The market is too far away from that last trend line that we saw. Now I'm going to take this line here and then we're going to put it on $24. Okay, because this is the area that the market and Rivian needs to hold. Now, if I were to extend this line over to the left, you guys can see what occurred right here on this day, December the 16th, 2022. That's why I love price chart because it gives us historical information as to what happened at certain prices. When Rivian stock opened on December the 16th, 2022, we got an indicator of weakness. You guys can see it. Okay. Now, before that, a market in Rivian was coming down on a pretty good move lower, held support there. But then the next day, it completely cracked that level on massive amount of volume. This tells you that the sentiment has changed in Rivian at that time, right? Because somebody definitely sold a whole lot of Rivian on that day. Well, if that was the case, you guys can tell that since December the 16th, Rivian hasn't traded above $24 since then. That was how much of a brunt of selling that occurred on that one day, that it completely lost steam. And here we are today. We're back here around $24, which is why it's going to be important for the buyers to continue to confirm to us that they want to hold the stock there. Let me extend this over here a little bit further to the left. Charts always give us history, which is why I don't focus on anything else but the charts. Back here, look at this. Rivian also held $24 a couple of times. May the 16th, 2022. Even again here on July the 5th, 2022. $24 is where it's at. This is where buyers need to continue to confirm that they're still in place of holding Rivian. So let's bring it back to the recent price hacks because I'm here to tell you now that Rivian has gone through some selling. Yeah, there's some selling going on in the trading days right here. So this $24 is still in jeopardy of being broken to the downside. And sad to say, we do see earnings coming up for Rivian August the 8th. So this market doesn't have that much time to continue to hold price. especially if earnings comes out negative in Rivian, which they're estimating right now. Okay. So understand, okay, the insiders, institutional traders, hedge funds, they are also projecting what's going to happen leading up to earnings. And if they feel that Riv is going to do a fantastic job on earnings, they will be positioning themselves right now, meaning they will be holding the market here. So as they approach earnings, this stock will continue to break out. Pay attention to these things. Now, let's say that we don't see strength in the market in Rivian right here. Let's say that we continue to see weakness and the market ever so slightly continue to decrease in price. Then it tells you that they're selling here. The insiders, the hedge funds, they're currently selling here because they know that once earnings is released, price is going to completely dump. Pay attention. Here's Rivian on the 2-day chart. Here's Rivian on the 3. Rivian on the 5. Okay. Rivian on the weekly time frame. Now take a look at this. When you see Rivian on the weekly chart, this is crazy. Look at the volume that came in on both of these 2 weekly price bars. Just look at the volume. Look at that. For one, both of them are immensely high compared to the price action in Rivian recently. Something is steaming in Rivian. Something massive is going on to where it is spurring more life in this stock. Why is the market so much active now over the last 2 weeks? Now on this weekly price bar, this volume constituted this massive spread higher. This volume caused the price in Rivian to go in a week's time $17.80 to $25.63. The volume did that. Okay, cool. But you're trying to tell me on the same amount of volume that the market in Rivian only went from $23.58 to a high of $25, a $2 run, a spread? But that's the same amount of volume. What's going on? If you understand what this means, you can position yourself to win. Here's Rivian on the 2 weeks. Okay. So let's look at this on the hourly chart, because that high volume just didn't evaporate. Currently, we can tell that out of all this volume down here for Rivian, that the market currently is buying it. Or there's people who think that Rivian isn't done with going higher. Okay. Now, this is the 3-hour chart, and you guys can see where the buyers are, right? Every time we see the market in Rivian give us an indicator of weakness, or we close on the low right here, the market runs back up on the next 3 hours. You have it a second time. Market ended on the low, but what happened to the price? It went back up. This is where the buyers are. Okay. Now the sad part is that we're still seeing selling though. Sellers are still coming into the market in Rivian. Buyers, like I told you, they have to hold $24, period. I don't care what anyone says. They've done it twice successfully here on these 3-hour price bars, but they need to continue. Okay. And one of the negative things that you can tell, especially I think at the creation of these bars to where price comes down, then it goes back up, you don't get the follow through, right? After we got this indicator of strength in Rivian on this 1-hour price bar, we should have seen the market continue to trend up, but instead it traded sideways. Again, on this 1-hour price bar, we got weakness. Price ended up higher, but we're not getting a follow through above $27. So what this tells me is that this market is keeping price propped because either someone is selling a massive stake of Rivian that they have to allow the market opportunity to bounce so that they can get off their positions. They may have hundreds of millions of shares to sell, and the market will actually hold price until that process is finished. You will see the market in Rivian trade like this until those sellers have completely evaporated their positions. And then once that happens, you'll see Rivian do this, because those individuals who already knew that the high was in, they took this whole time to sell their position. It's crazy how this game is being played. So to me, I'm going to sit back and let the market continue to confirm that they're buying, because as of right now, there's still a whole lot of selling going on into the market in Rivian. And so far, the buyers have done a pretty good job of holding price, but given the last 2 days of trading, is telling me that they still got a job ahead of them, which tells me that I should not be putting on a position looking for the market in Rivian to go higher right now. Okay, so as we get a couple more days in Rivian, I'll go ahead and drop another video to see if the market is, garnering more weakness, because if it is, then I'll play the move to the downside. But if it isn't, I'll go ahead and play the move to the upside. The market will give us this. Okay, so go ahead and give me your thoughts. Let me know. Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.